Hello and welcome to another episode of our Women in STEM series. My name is Kaylee Peile, and I'm the Director of Development for the Linda Hall Library. Today our guest is Emma Lewis. She's a project engineer at Nabholz Construction. Emma, welcome and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm very excited that you're here today. A lot of the women who are on our program series are usually mid-level or senior level women. They're leaders currently in their organizations, but I rarely get the opportunity to talk to future leaders. So thank you for being one of those future leaders that I get to talk to. To start off our conversation, would you mind giving me a backstory? I know you're a recent graduate, you just started, you're an emerging professional in the STEM ecosystem here. What has that experience and trajectory been like for you?
It's been incredible so far. I think everyone's really nervous coming out of college. What's it going to be like? Working full time. It's been a great experience so far. Everyone's a little nervous coming out of college. You don't really know what to expect. I was lucky enough to have an internship, so I kind of had a little idea, but I was still a little terrified going into the real world. But it's been incredible so far, being in the workforce. With people older than me, now people younger than me. I've really enjoyed it.
So what is that, the internship experience, what was that like for you? Was that something that kind of came to your attention because of the program you were in at your school, or was that something that you found on your own? And how many students were in the internship? I would love to hear all about that.
Yeah, so the University of Kansas, I was in the School of Engineering. Internships are huge. There's career fairs, there's one in the fall, one in the spring, so they very much promote getting internships. It's not a qualification for your degree. I know it is at some schools, but they absolutely encourage it. So went out of my way to find an internship, and even though I did do civil engineering, there's so many options at those career fairs that I saw construction was an option too, and I did decide to pursue that and see what it was like. And that was my junior year, and that's why I was very appreciative of having an internship. Didn't have to decide what I wanted to do right then and there, but I got to experience something else that I didn't fully get to experience while I was in school.
That makes total sense. And I think me personally and also the library, we are dedicated to creating more opportunities when it comes to career exploration and letting young people understand what those jobs look like before they enter that career. So I'm glad you had that opportunity. When it comes to the internship with Nabholz specifically, what made you stay and want to work there full time? Was it the culture? Was it kind of the hands-on learning? What was that like for you?
It was a little bit of everything. I noticed right off the bat I did love the culture. When you start your internship, you get kind of put on a team, a project basically for the summer, and I loved my team. They were fabulous. It was hands-on learning every day. I got to experience office work. I got to go out. I was in the field most of the time, so I got to see real life stuff happening right in front of me. All the construction, I learned so much. And even though now I am doing a lot more office stuff, I learned more in that summer about things in the field that I could have never imagined.
Yeah, the real world learning is kind of pivotal, right? Whenever you can kind of connect the dots in that way, that's super important. When it comes to your experience, both in the civil engineering background, but also in construction, what is it like as a younger professional who is a woman in that field? Is it changing? A lot of the women that I've talked to in this series over the course of 2 years, if they are more mid-level or senior level, their experiences are vastly different than what we're seeing today. So could you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so going into engineering, I had this kind of mindset that there were not going to be a lot of girls in my classes. I feel like that's kind of has always been the standard almost. But I noticed there were a lot of women in engineering, and we had women's groups in engineering, and it was almost like our own little community, so that was great. And even since I started into construction a year and a half ago, I've already seen more women being hired. I encounter a lot of them when I'm out on sites, in meetings. So that's been wonderful to see.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's nice that we're even seeing in a generation, we're seeing that change and that growth and more women in all of these different fields. So that's fabulous to hear. When it comes to the experience of the internship, the school, all the things that you've done the last couple of years, you've had a kind of a microcosm of it, right? What are we doing well, and what could we be doing better when it comes to your mentors and your leaders and the experiences that you're having?
I think a lot of schools and a lot of companies are doing a really good job at, even with the high schoolers, middle schoolers, a lot of people are getting out and showing younger kids these different kinds of career paths. And then when they do go to college, trying to pick a degree, they have a lot more options than what they might think. And then that just continues with the internships, showing them all different kinds of things we can do. I think professors do a great job at showing what they do, and what possibilities are out there, even if it's not really pertaining to the class. There's just a lot of options. And then into the workforce, they're doing a great job with outreach, getting people involved, keeping them involved, kind of growing internally. And so that's been really good to see.
That's great. And what are you hoping to see as you're, moving into more of a, less of an emerging leader, more of a mid-level professional? What are you wanting to see? Are you wanting to build your network? Are you wanting more mentorship opportunities? What do you envision as the future of your career trajectory?
Yeah, I would love to grow my network, and I would personally love more mentorship opportunities. As I grow, I would love to be able to teach people, have more outreach, and kind of inspire more people, especially to go into a STEM route. As a woman, especially who's been in STEM, I've seen how amazing it can be and how women can thrive in this environment. And I would just love to have the opportunity to get more women involved, get more people involved in general, because it really is an amazing field to be a part of.
I think that, not just from the library standpoint, but there's a lot of organizations now that are working on those things. So hopefully we have more opportunities for you in the near future. And there are a few different, more mid-level professional opportunities, both with our Business Leadership Council and our mid-level group, Stella Nova Society, that I'll tell you about, and hopefully you can be a part of that too. But I think there are a lot more opportunities that are on the horizon, and I look forward to that. When it comes to that future, though, what do you think the future of women in STEM looks like for our region?
I think it's really bright. Like I said, even since I've been graduated, I've seen more and more female voices showing up every day. Kind of the ceilings are always have kept being broken, and I think that's really carving a path for more women to really excel and really move up in this profession.
Well, that's great to hear. I believe that too, but it's always nice to hear that from younger generations. Well, Emma, thank you for being here, and take care.